What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and we got a big video here for you guys here on the Social Security and Medicare Trust Fund here, where Republican Senator Bill Cassidy calls Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen a liar over President Biden's plan for Social Security and how it will be cut, how Social Security benefits will be cut by 24% in 9 years. And I'm going to show you the video here in this video. This is a very good video. You got to watch this video all the way to the end. Because Social Security is set to run out of money in as early as 9 years. And Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen agrees with this. And you'll see it here directly in the video. Unless Congress does something, okay? And the problem with this is that Congress has known this for years and years and years, and they have done nothing about it. The last time they did something about it was back when Ronald Reagan was president, and they raised the retirement age by a few years, and that extended the duration, the solvency of Social Security, which was technically a cut to Social Security because you were not able to get Social Security for a few years then, so that it was technically a cut to Social Security. The problem is now is that nobody wants to cut Social Security again, because if the Republicans do it, the Republicans get blamed. If the Democrats do it, the Democrats get blamed. If the president is the one that come up with the idea, the president gets blamed. Nobody wants to be the bad guy. But the problem is Social Security is set to run out of money in as early as 9 years. And who's the bad guy going to be? The problem is if they do nothing, there's going to be a 24% cut to Social Security benefits. And Medicare, I believe, is actually set to run out of money in as early as 5 years. This is right around the corner, guys. And if they keep waiting even just a year at a time, the money dwindles down every single month. So literally every month that goes by, they're running out of money more and more and more, and they have to make more drastic decisions and drastic cuts because things are getting harsher and harsher by the months, okay? And the closer and closer they get to these deadlines, the more dramatic the changes or the cuts or the taxes that they're going to have to change are going to have to be, because the closer they get to zero, the worse things will be. So take a listen to this video here. This literally just happened on the Congress floor. You'll see Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen and Republican Senator Bill Cassidy, and they're discussing what's going to need to happen here to fix Social Security and Medicare Trust Fund. Yeah. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe down below and click the bell icon so you don't miss out on new videos. I'll keep you up to date here on this as they're trying to make some changes this year. Because honestly, this is the year to do it. And I firmly believe this because next year is an election year. They got to get at least something done this year. At least something. Even if it's not like a big, big change, at least something done. Yeah, so take a listen to this.
Madam Secretary, the President keeps saying he does not wish to have cuts in social. Is he aware that under current law, when the program goes broke in 9 years, that there will be a 24% benefit cut for those who are current recipients? Is he aware of that?
Well, it's clear that Social Security...
But is he, I apologize for interruption, but I have limited time. Is the President aware that when social goes broke in 9 years, under current law, there's a 24% cut in benefits for people who are currently receiving?
If we don't do anything about it, I think that's about right. But
okay, let me ask.
The President will wants to strengthen Social Security.
In the $4.5 trillion of taxes the President has proposed, are any of those taxes going to shore up Social Security? I actually know that answer. The answer is of the $4.5 trillion in taxes he has proposed, not a dime is going to shore up Social Security. Does the President know personally anybody who is dependent upon Social Security, and if their benefits are cut by 24%, they will slide into poverty? It's hard for you to know, so I'll give you a pass on that.
The President knows many people on Social Security.
Then why doesn't the president care?
He cares very deeply.
Then where is his plan?
He stands ready to work with Congress
That's a lie,
to address.
because when a bipartisan group of senators has repeatedly requested to meet with him about social, so that somebody who is a current beneficiary will not see her benefits cut by 24%, we have not heard anything on our request. And we've made multiple requests to meet with the president. Now, you can't comment on that, I realize that, but that is a fact. And if you've been told to say he stands ready to meet, I will tell you there's absolutely no evidence, because we have not gotten our meeting.
Well, I believe the president does stand ready to work
Well,
with
again,
Congress
empirically, that is not
to address
true.
this issue.
Now, the president in the past has proposed increasing taxes on those making over $400,000 to pay for it. Although he's not made that formally, he has said that in the past. Now, he's also proposed to tax them more to pay for Medicare, and also to close the debt and deficit. So what would the rates have to be on that 2% of Americans who earn over $400K in order to do Medicare, the debt and deficit, and also to address our 75-year shortfall in Social Security? Do you have any sense of what the rates would have to be?
Well, he has proposed explicit increases in tax rates on very high income.
But do you think it's realistic that he can pay for Medicare, debt and deficit, and also address a 75% shortfall in social, a 75-year shortfall in social, by only taxing, the only thing he's going to do is to lay higher taxes on those who make more than 2%? I'm sure there's a projection of how much those rates would have to be. Can you tell us what those rates would have to be to do everything he is saying?
I can't tell you that, but I do know that he's put on the table many proposals that would raise very substantial revenues.
But of that $4.5 trillion, not a dime is going to social. And if you cannot tell me, I presume that they've not actually modeled what those rates would have to be, which tells me that he's actually not been developing his plan. Now, this is incredibly worrisome from a president who should be sympathetic with someone who, under current law, is going to get a 24% cut
the
in her
president
benefits.
is completely committed to protecting seniors who rely on Social Security.
Now, if we doubled our debt to GDP ratio, just theoretically, if you will, and aside from our conversation, if we doubled that GDP to debt ratio, what effect would that have on the economy?
So right now, and in the president's budget proposal,
I want to ask you just the theoretical, independently of the budget proposal.
If we were to double the debt to GDP ratio,
Yes.
I don't see why we would need.
But
to
if we
double.
did, just you're an economist, if we did, what would be the effect upon the economy?
Well, it would tend to raise net interest costs.
Would it be a negative effect on the economy? Of course it would be.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, of course it would be. We've actually modeled this. For the president to do nothing, let's assume that we cast aside current law and we just double the national debt, and that's what it would do. It would have a devastating effect upon the economy. CBO says they cannot model the deleterious effects that would occur because of that. So we have a situation where the president has not proposed a single plan. He has turned down multiple requests for meetings with senators, and our options are a 24% cut on a person currently receiving, doubling our national debt, which CBO says cannot be modeled, and you agree that would be a deleterious effect. And he's not modeled the tax rates that would be required if he just wants to raise taxes.
Look, what I know is that the president is committed to Social Security. He stands ready to work with Congress, and he's put on
I'm
the
out of
table
time. I don't mean to be rude, but since I've had
tax
multiple
proposals.
requests on a bipartisan basis to meet with him and he's turned everyone down, that rings hollow.
My colleague's out of time, and I would just caution colleagues, we got plenty of differences around here, but accusing witnesses of lying is over the line.
I accept that, and I did not mean that for the Madam Secretary, who is merely saying that which she's been told. I'm saying it for an empiric observation. When the president says he's ready to meet, and he's turned down multiple
The time of the
times.
gentleman's expired, accusing witnesses of lying.
But I did not accuse her.
Yeah, so you can let me know your thoughts here. Again, I'm not from either party, but I can give you an idea on why I don't think we've seen an official proposal by Biden. But I think what we will see is, again, what Bill Cassidy says, raise taxes on the rich. But the problem is with this, a couple problems. Biden wants to raise taxes on the rich for a lot of things, and they've already raised taxes on the rich for, in the couple years ago, I think it was for Medicare taxes. And I don't know if Republicans would go along with it again. And the problem is that Biden has not put pen to paper for an official proposal for this yet. And my guess for this would be because he wants Republicans to put what they want to see on pen to paper first. Because this is a very strategic move, would be my guess, because we've already seen the Republican Freedom Caucus put pen to paper on what they would want to see for budget cuts. And I covered this in a previous video. When you want to cut things, and I can't remember off the top of my head all the things on it, but I read it to you guys in the video. When they talk about things like cuts to Medicaid, cuts like things to SNAP benefits, we've already seen SNAP benefits cut. If you're on them, you know about this, the pandemic benefits that were cut to SNAP, those extra bonus things, and things that are anything that gets cut and it relates directly to people aren't very happy. Okay. They're not very happy at all. About 18 million people are going to be losing Medicaid benefits here shortly. And people are flat out mad. So if the Republicans come out and say, we want these budget cuts, here's what we want to cut, this, that, and the other thing, some of that is going to come from people. Low and middle income, maybe high income, we'll have to see. But Biden, if Biden doesn't propose it first and makes the Republicans propose it, because Republicans want to do these budget cuts, if he waits it out and lets the Republicans do it first, well, they will be the ones to blame. So at this point, it might be a waiting game. But the problem is Congress has been waiting for years and years and years and years and years. And here we are down to 9 years and Social Security could run out of money. You heard it directly there from Senator and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen agreed that in 9 years, Social Security benefits could be cut by 24% if they do nothing. And guess what? They have done nothing year after year after year after year. They've known this. And if they don't do something this year, next year is an election year. So that could be 2 more years gone. And then a president gets elected, whether it's a new president or Biden reelected or whatever happens, all of a sudden now you're down to 7 years or 6 years. And then by that point, it's maybe too far deep into the rabbit hole where like it's too low on money. And then they got to make a drastic cut or a drastic change to the program or multiple changes to the program. That could mean cuts to benefits anyways, or raising the retirement age to age 70 or more taxes, or you can see because it's so low on money at that point. Okay. Remember, they've already raised the retirement age once in the Ronald Reagan era. Okay. And Medicare is set to run out of money in as early as 5 years. So these are just the problem here is that they've waited too long already. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments, and I will keep you up to date here with all these changes and everything going on here on our YouTube channel. So make sure to click the subscribe button down below and then the bell icon after you subscribe. If you haven't yet, it's completely free to do so. You can do that right now. And if you appreciate these videos, don't forget to hit the like button for us as well. It just helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. Here's some videos you should watch next. Here's actually some changes to Medicare and Social Security actually coming right in a few days, actually. You can click on that video here. And here's a big video I just did about a very good report data about a missile strike on U.S. territory that you might not even have heard about. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.